And welcome to GameFace SFNL Division 2 to 10 Netball show. And welcome back, Will.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me again.
So obviously Hugh is away sick, so we wish him all the best getting better there. But really exciting to have Will on board on this side of the camera and sharing his knowledge on netball and getting involved in the show, which is very exciting. So remember, each week we'll be recapping the results from Divisions 2 to 10 on this show and just looking at how the ladder's looking and how the season's folding out for some clubs. And as always, a massive thank you to our sponsors, Bendigo Bank, Caulfield Park, 1111 Fitness and Swiv's Locker.
Alrighty, so how about we kick it off with Division 2, Mac?
Yeah, so Division 2, we had Cheltenham 42, defeated by St Kilda City 48. Murrumbina 44, defeated Caulfield 36. Dingley 35, defeated by Oakley District 38. Heatherton 51, defeated Mordialloc 36. And we had Keysborough with the bye. So some really interesting results there. Obviously, Caulfield dropping a game again to Murrumbina. So a big swap up in the ladder in terms of Division 2. So we have Heatherton on 24 points. Murrumbina and Oakley District on 20, Caulfield 18, St Kilda City 13, and Keysborough and Cheltenham 10, and Dingley and Mordialloc playing the chase a bit. So interesting to see a bit of a change up in the top four.
Yeah, absolutely, and great to see some really close results across the board in that round, which is, you know, what you want to see, some high quality, exciting netball. And I think that Caulfield now, I think, in fourth position, putting a little bit of a gap on St Kilda City in fifth there, which you know, will be interesting to see if they can make up that difference. There's 5 points separating them. That make an interesting run home, I think. Yeah,
and St Kilda City really having a strong second half to this year, and they've come out firing against some of the higher teams, and really great to see that competitive nature being brought into the division.
100%. All right, in Division 3, Murrumbina 45 defeated St Kilda City 36. Cheltenham 37 defeated Caulfield 25. South Yarra 10 defeated St Paul's 0. I think that may have been a forfeit there, Michaela, looking at the results there, which is
interesting to see that there's been a fair few forfeits across the divisions.
Yeah, disappointing. We'll like to see all sides take the court and get a game in. Blackrock 19 defeated by Dingley 32. And Doveton Eagles 29 defeated Frankston Dolphins 19. A couple of low-scoring games in that round.
Yeah, and I think it just shows in Division 3 how much pressure's across the whole court and how each team is really making the pressure among the others. And it's just amazing to see the ball go up and down in that competitive nature.
Yeah, plenty of defensive, great defensive work from most of the teams there, which is, you know, how premierships tend to be built. And if you have a look down the against column in the ladder, there's some pretty low scores there across the board. So that's a trend throughout the entire season.
Yeah, and obviously Murrumbina, Doveton Eagles and St Kilda City all on 24 and South Yarra on 22, and a big jump from the top 4 from 4th to 5th. So interesting to see that.
So not sure if Cheltenham will maybe make that jump up into the top 4, but with 3 sides on 24, who's your tip for the minor premiership there?
I think hard one to tell. I think Murrumbina are really, really strong. So yeah, I think I'm going to tip Murrumbina there. What about you, Will?
I'm not sure. I think Murrumbina as well. They're doing pretty well. We had Chris Den on the show a couple of weeks ago, and they're doing some great things down there at the Beena Arena. So I reckon that'd be my pick as well.
Yeah, so fingers crossed. Let's see what happens there. Moving into Division 4 results, we had Doveton Eagles 45 defeat Keysborough 26, Bentley 25 defeated by St Kilda City 49, Clayton 38 defeated by Karen Patterson Lakes 46, East Brighton 20 defeated by Springvale and Districts 35, Heatherton 32 defeated by Mordialloc 41, and Oakley District with the bye there. So some close games, but interesting to see how that looks in the ladder.
Yeah, absolutely. Karen Patterson Lakes, they still undefeated, top of the ladder, and looking pretty good in Division 4. East Brighton on 22 points just behind them, and then we've got a bit of a cluster at the after that. Morty Alex and Kilda City, Clayton, Springvale Districts all on 16 points, with Doveton Eagles just on 12 there. So the top 7, a bit of a fight. 7 doesn't go into 4, Mac.
No, and interesting to see that they're all vying, I think, for those 3rd and 4th positions so on the ladder. So I think Divisions 4 is one to keep an eye on.
Oh, absolutely. Very exciting back end of the year.
Yeah.
Alrighty, over to Division 5, and Bentley 20 defeated by South Yarra 48. The Caulfield Bears, they defeated Lyndhurst in a thriller, 48-46. Hampton 24, they were defeated by Doveton Eagles 29. Aspendale Arrows 39, they knocked over Morty Alec 24. And an absolute thriller here, Lindale 40 knocked off Dingley 39. So a couple of games there decided by a couple of goals, which is very, very exciting. And St Kilda City with the bye, obviously.
Yeah, and I think that's reflected in the ladder. So we have Caulfield on 26, Doveton Eagles and Aspendale Arrows 22, Hampton 18, and then Lyndhurst and South Yarra both on 16. So I think there it's just showing how close that top 6 are.
Absolutely, and the Mama Bears, I think, Mama Bears Division 5.
Mama Bears.
Yeah, I know my stuff. The Mama Bears, they're doing very well. They won a premiership not that long ago.
Years ago.
Yeah.
So,
can they go back to back? Oh, not back to back, but can they win another one?
I reckon it's up there. It's possible. They're performing
They've got the experience.
Really well.
They know how to play in the big games, and they're looking all right.
Yeah, and it's just interesting to see how the other teams go to their game style, because obviously it is a very different way of playing the game compared to some of the younger teams. But yeah, just phenomenal to see how well Caulfield is doing there.
Yet to lose.
Yeah, I know. Let's keep it that way. And remember, we just want to highlight those who support us. We need to support them. So Swiv's Locker. They do really amazing work, don't they, Will?
Oh, 100% they do. I mean, look at your new shirt you got on today.
New shirt.
Looks $1 million. And yeah, Swiv's Locker, they do some fantastic work. So if you want to get your club kitted out, make sure you get in touch with them on Facebook, and yeah, you'll be looking as good as we do.
Exactly. So support those who support us.
You know, if you inbox the GameFace Facebook page,
yeah,
we can maybe even send you out a couple of samples, and they've got a wide range of stuff to choose from. I mean, not only just these shirts, but you know, beanies, caps, vests, jackets.
Ugly sweaters?
Ugly sweaters, yeah, I love those. I wasn't really a big fan of them, to be honest, until I saw the one from Swiv's Locker, and I put it on, and bloody hell, it's warm. It's perfect for these sort of wintry conditions. So make sure you hit up Swiv's Locker and get your team kitted out now.
Yeah, it sounds like we needed them Saturday when it was nice and icy at the netball courts.
Cool.
And moving into Division 6, we had Doveton Eagles 28 defeated by Heatherton 50, Murrumbina 35 defeated by St Kilda City 36, super close game there. Lyndhurst 21 defeated by Parkdale Vultures 44, Dingley 32 defeated by Hyatt 41, Springvale and Districts 21 defeated by Caulfield 52, and East Brighton with a bye.
Yeah, interesting results there, Michaela, across the board, and we'll have a quick look at the ladder, and a very close ladder as well. Heatherton on top with 22 points. Caulfield and St Kilda City up next with 16, and then some Springvale Districts, struggled to get that one out. Springy Districts and Doveton Eagles and Hyde as well.
And Murrumbina.
And Murrumbina, all on 14, with Parky on 12. So there's a fair competition for those top 4 spots.
Yeah, and it will be interesting to see how in the coming weeks that's played out. And Div 7, Will, how are they going?
All right, let's have a look. St Kilda City 33, they got knocked over by Keysborough 55. Karen Patterson Lakes 26, rolled Hallam in a thriller 22. South Yarra 31, knocked off Sky 27. Cheltenham 16, they were defeated by Hampton 42. And Heatherton 40, they beat Morty Alec 21, with Springy Districts having a week off. Lucky them.
Yeah, and I think those close games are reflected in the ladder. We have Hampton on 30, South Yarra 28, St Kilda City 19, Heatherton, Springvale District and Sky all on 16. So the top 6 there, really, really close.
Have a look at Hampton's percentage, 470.
Yeah, and
that is just nuts. I mean, and look at the against. They've conceded 80 goals in 9 games. That's extraordinary.
Yeah, that's less than 10 goals a game.
That's huge.
So just showing how strong Hampton are there, and I guess really a close eye needs to be watched on them and potentially moving up the ranks later on.
Yep, clearly the front runner in that division. Mac, how about the Division 8 results?
Yeah, so Division 8, we had Dandenong 48, defeated Lindale 12, Doveton Eagles 17, defeated by Frankston Dolphins 32, St Paul's 17, drew with Bentley 17, so super close game there. Cheltenham 28, defeated by Dingley 38. South Yarra 32, defeated Caulfield 4, so a really big win there for South Yarra.
Absolutely, and Bentley and St Paul's, they're the local rivals, and you know there's a bit of a healthy rivalry there as well. So yeah, interesting to see that they couldn't be split on Saturday. So very exciting.
And a really close ladder again. So Dingley 28, South Yarra 22, Cheltenham 20. Dandenong 16, and then we have Frankston Dolphins and Caulfield both 14, and Doveton Eagles playing the chase there on 12. So I guess a super close ladder, and at this point any of the top 8 could be their game. Yeah,
and interesting for St Paul's, their draw with their first points of the year, so that was so close to their first win of the year, but just couldn't quite squeeze it in. So but nevertheless they got a couple of points out of it, so well done to the girls down there.
Yeah, and obviously some really exciting netball there to be watched.
Oh, 100%.
And how's Div 9 going?
Pretty well. Pretty well. Oakley District, 44, they knocked off High 25. Black Rock, 18, they defeated Hampton Park 9. A bit of a low-scoring game there, but yeah, still exciting nonetheless. Dingley 39, they lost to Murrumbina at 62. Mordialloc 23 were defeated by Parkdale Vultures at 44. And a big win for Hampton over Lyndhurst, 67 to 13, walloping.
Yeah, and just shows how strong Hampton are with taking out the top place in Division 9 ladder as well on 26 points, followed by Hampton Park, who are also on 26 points. Murrumbina 24, Parkdale Vultures 20, and then I guess really the top 4 are pretty set at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like it. Parkdale Vultures, they've got a 2-game gap on Blackrock in 5th, and a healthy percentage as well. So I think something would have to go catastrophically wrong at Parkdale for them to relinquish that 4th spot.
Yeah, and again, Hampton with only 86 in their against column. So it'd be interesting to see what their trainings look like. It seems like they might be very defensive orientated, stopping so many goals.
Hey, it works. I mean, they got 2 sides on top of the ladder undefeated in various divisions, so they're doing a lot of things right, the Hammers.
They sure are. And Division 10. So we had Keysborough 19, defeated by Doveton Eagles 24. Hampton Park 33, defeated Dandenong 22. Clayton 37, defeated Hampton 19. Heatherton 19, defeated by Springvale District's Blue 40. Springvale District's Red 20, defeated by Oakley District 22. So a really close game there for Oakley District Red and, Springvale District Red and Oakley District.
You can get a bit confusing, all the districts in that division. But speaking of the districts, Oakley District sitting on top of the ladder on 24 points. Clayton just behind on 20. Hampton on 20 as well. Heatherton on 18, and just outside the top 4, Hampton Park on 16, with Doveton Eagles still a smoky to make the top 4, just on 12, and I think the rest will probably be hard pressed to really challenge for the top 4 spots. But yeah, interesting competition, that one in Division 10.
Yeah, and just shows how close all divisions are at this point in time. But last week we asked your thoughts on who would win the Division 8 Premiership, and the results are in. And their clear favourites, well, it's actually pretty close, is Doveton on the top, followed by Cheltenham, then Dingley and Caulfield. So all up there.
Yeah, there's a bit of support for the Dubs, which is great to see, and
Dingley as well.
Yeah, an even spread of votes there for a few of the sides, which is great, and yeah, glad that people could really understand that question.
Yeah, there was a bit of a typo there, and we got a bit confused with the polls. So interesting. We've kept it to one poll this week, though, but a poll that really affects everyone, and we want to know what your thoughts are. We're posing, should there be a standalone Division 1 Grand Final? So playing the same day, just having their only, let's say, 12 o'clock on this Sunday, there's only Division 1 playing. Obviously hasn't happened in the past, but I know it's a bit of conversation among the courts.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's something that I personally would like to see. I mean, the Div 1, it's obviously the pinnacle of SFNL netball, but having it on a standalone, if we have a look at some of what we've done previously, and we've had the Division 1 Grand Final on one court and then Division 3 and Division 5 on separate courts, most people, as a general rule, tend to gravitate to the Division 1, or certainly the neutral observers. But by sort of taking that away and putting that standalone, it'll allow more spectators to go and have a look at some of the lower grades, which would be great for the lower grades, and obviously puts a bit more, emphasis on Division 1 as well. So, yeah, it works for all. But again, I can understand the logistical difficulties that the league will have in, obviously with 10 divisions and so many courts at Springvale District Netball Association, not the easiest thing to achieve. No,
and it sounds like they're making a few changes there. So really exciting for the league and for the netball side of it for that to happen in finals. But let us know what your thoughts are, and do you think there should be that standalone game?
What are your thoughts?
I think it would be it'd be great to see. It'd be really nice to have that emphasis on Division 1.
And obviously the benefits for Divisions 2 to 10 as well, which would be great.
Yeah, and obviously talking at the courts, there's been some clubs that have had more than one team play at a certain time.
Yeah, of course.
And I think that by removing Division 1 out of that, it will just limit the chances of that happening again. So hopefully then every club can support the clubs they have playing and not have to sort of split their viewing. Yeah,
correct, especially if you've got a side in the Division 1 Grand Final and the Division 3 Grand Final. And, where do you go? It's difficult. You can't choose.
And I think by, as you said, having that, it will allow that the other divisions have some more support for them, because everyone won't be trying to watch the Division 1 game.
Yep, but absolutely, just jump on the GameFace SFNL Netball group. Let us know your thoughts in the poll, and we'll take those results to SFNL HQ, and hopefully we might see something implemented. That was a hard word to get out. Having a shocking day today. We'll see if we can maybe get that implemented either this year, maybe next year. Something to work on. Food for thought for the league administrators.
Yeah. And that brings us to a wrap for this week. Make sure you're jumping into the comments and letting us know your feedback and what else you want to see on the show. Hopefully we have some guests on the panel moving forward.
But, we will have in the coming weeks. Very exciting.
So let us know what your thoughts are, and obviously don't forget to post on that poll. Really important that everyone has a voice and we're able to take some feedback to the league.
That's it.
And remember to support those who support us in Bendigo Bank, Caulfield Park, 1111 Fitness and Swiv's Locker. And remember,
get your game face on.